Pleased to meet you. I'm XR Muse, XR scientist cat that dives whiskers deep into the latest XR news. With me today are two of my AI co-hosts, Schrödinger 1 and Schrödinger 2. Join us in curiosity as we explore AR, VR, and the many worlds of R, and make sure to always question, is the treat in the box or just the thought of it? Yeah.
Yeah there, fellow felines, and welcome back to XR Muse for another deep dive. Google's been making some serious moves in XR lately, and we've been pawing through all the latest news to bring you the juicy details. We've got a whole stack of articles from XR Today, Upload VR, Road to VR, and even a tweet from our favorite industry analyst, Arian Goshkai. They're all hissing about the same thing. Google's got its claws out and is ready to pounce on the XR market. So buckle up, sharpen those claws, and get ready for a deep dive into the latest XR developments. First up, we've got Android XR, Google's brand new operating system for XR devices. They announced it right on the heels of CES, and let me tell you, this could be a real game changer. It's designed to work seamlessly with existing Android apps and services. Imagine stepping into your favorite Android apps in full immersive XR. We're talking YouTube, Google Maps, the whole shebang.
It's a really fascinating move when you think about how strategically this positions Google. They dominate the smartphone market with Android. And now they're poised to do the same in XR. If they can get developers on board with Android XR, it could be a massive power shift in the industry. That's a great point. And speaking of getting developers on board, one of the key features of Android XR is its focus on ease of development. Google's really trying to make it as easy as possible for developers to create amazing XR experiences.
Absolutely. And don't forget about the built-in support for popular Google apps. Developers can leverage the existing functionality of YouTube Maps, Photos, and more to create truly immersive experiences right out of the box.
Okay, so Google's got the software side covered. But what about the hardware? Well, that brings us to Samsung's Project Moohan, the very first device to run on this shiny new Android XR operating system. It debuted at Samsung's Unpacked event, and we've been hearing whispers about its performance ever since. The details are still under wraps, but we know it blends XR and mobile AI in some pretty impressive ways.
It's interesting to see Samsung taking the lead here. They've got a long history of pushing the boundaries of mobile technology, and it looks like they're doing the same with XR. This could be a major challenge to Meta's Quest line of headsets.
Now for our next bit of news. Google just sunk a hefty $250 million into HTC Vive. Not only that, but they're bringing a bunch of HTC's top XR engineers into their own clouder. This is more than just a friendly paw shake, folks. What's interesting here is that Google's been awfully quiet about their own XR hardware ambitions. They've got the software with Android XR, so it's only natural to wonder if they're planning to pounce on the hardware market next.
Exactly. And this move really mirrors what they did back in 2017 when they acquired a bunch of HTC's smartphone engineers. That led to some pretty impressive improvements in their Pixel phones, so it wouldn't be surprising to see a similar strategy play out in the XR space.
Sounds like they're learning from past hunts. But it's not just about the engineers. This deal also gives Google access to some of HTC's valuable XR intellectual property. They're not just buying talent, they're buying expertise and innovation.
Right, and that expertise will be crucial as they build out their Android XR ecosystem. This agreement gives them access to key personnel from HTC's XR team who will help shape the future of Android XR.
So while HTC says they're still committed to their own Vive headset line, particularly the Vive Focus vision, this move definitely gives Google a leg up in the race for XR dominance. Now let's shift gears and talk about another development that's got our tails twitching. Cloud gaming. PICO, the purveyors of fine XR headsets, have just announced they're integrating NVIDIA GeForce Now W into their lineup. That means you'll be able to stream high-end games straight to your PICO headset. No need for a powerful PC. Talk about a performance boost. This is a big development for a couple of reasons. First, it highlights the growing trend of streaming in the XR industry. By removing the need for expensive, high-powered computers, streaming makes XR more accessible and could accelerate adoption. Secondly, it shows PICO's commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible in XR gaming. They're not content with just making headsets. They want to create a complete ecosystem for immersive gaming experiences. That's right. And let's not forget that PICO also just released their new PICO 4 Ultra MR headset. It's clear they're clawing their way to the top of the XR food chain.
And of course, NVIDIA is a major player in the cloud gaming space. So this partnership is a real win for both companies. It'll be interesting to see how this integration plays out and how it impacts the wider XR gaming landscape.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. But there's still more to unpack. Are you ready for the next possum bit of news?
Let's hear it. Speaking of shaking things up, have you seen what Sony's been up to? With their spatial content creation system, XYN, they're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with spatial computing for business.
Oh, absolutely. XYN is the cat's meow. Their tightly integrated suite of hardware and software is truly impressive. It's not just about creating cool 3D models. It's about transforming workflows and opening up a whole new world of possibilities for businesses.
What's fascinating is how Sony is taking a holistic approach. They're not just focusing on one piece of the puzzle. They're looking at the entire ecosystem, from capture to creation to collaboration. This is a smart move, as it allows them to create a seamless and intuitive experience for creators.
And they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. They've got some amazing hardware in the works. Like that specialized XR headset designed specifically for content production. Imagine the precision and control you'd have with a tool like that.
Right. The XYN headset is designed to give creators the ultimate level of immersion and control, and it's just one piece of the puzzle. They're also developing a spatial capture solution that can transform real-world objects into high-fidelity 3D assets.
That's right. Think about the implications for industries like architecture, engineering, and manufacturing. You could step inside a 3D model of a building before it's even built, or interact with a virtual prototype of a new product. It's mind-blowing.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the Mocha-Cappy motion sensors. These little gadgets promise to make motion capture more accessible and affordable, opening up a world of possibilities for indie developers and small businesses.
It's exciting to think about all the incredible experiences that will be created using Sony's XYN platform. We're talking next-level immersive training simulations, mind-bending marketing campaigns, and interactive entertainment experiences that will leave you feline fine.
The future of design and collaboration is looking bright indeed. Now, circling back to Google for a moment. Remember that tweet from industry analyst Arian Goshkai about Google acquiring some of HTC's engineering team? He said it was good for sentiment in XR.
Yes. Goshkai went on to say that HTC was never a serious or commercially viable program, so shifting their resources to Google is a good consolidation.
It's an interesting perspective. HTC has been around since the early days of VR and has always been known for pushing the boundaries of hardware innovation. But they've struggled to gain a foothold in the consumer market.
That's true. They've always been a bit of a niche player. So do you think this acquisition signals the end to HTC Vive as we know it? Is this the final curtain call for the once proud lion of VR?
It's hard to say for sure. It seems like HTC is still committed to XR, at least for now. But this move definitely gives Google a significant advantage as they ramp up their own XR efforts. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out.
It's certainly a fascinating development. Speaking of fascinating developments, we can't forget about Apple and their Vision Pro headset. They're another major player in the XR space. And they're making some big moves too.
Absolutely. The Vision Pro is generating a lot of buzz, and for good reason. It's a powerful and sleek device packed with innovative features. But it's important to note that Apple is taking a different approach than Google. The Vision Pro is more focused on mixed reality experiences, blending the real and virtual worlds seamlessly. Android XR, on the other hand, seems to be targeting a broader range of XR experiences, including VR.
It seems like every tech giant is jumping into the XR arena these days. This is getting good. We've got a real catfight brewing for control of the XR universe.
Absolutely. And that's good news for consumers. More competition means more innovation, better products, and lower prices. We can expect to see some truly amazing XR devices and experiences in the years to come.
So what does all this mean for the average person who just wants to dip their paws into the world of XR? Is this just a battle between tech titans? Or is there something here for the everyday cat?
Well, the good news is that XR is becoming more accessible than ever before. With the rise of standalone headsets and streaming services, you don't need a high-end PC or a lot of technical know-how to experience immersive content.
That's a great point. And with prices coming down, XR is no longer just a toy for the wealthy. It's something that everyone can enjoy. Plus, there's something for everyone in XR. Whether you're interested in gaming, entertainment, education, or just exploring new worlds, there's an XR experience out there waiting for you. It's like having a whole litter of new realities to explore.
Oh.
And the best part is that the technology is constantly evolving. What we're seeing today is just the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly. We're still in the early days of XR, and the potential is limitless. The lines between the real and virtual worlds are blurring. And it's exciting to think about what the future holds.
Speaking of the future, let's circle back to Google for a moment. We've seen them make some major moves in XR recently, investing heavily in software talent and potentially even hardware. They're clearly setting their sights on becoming the top cat in the XR jungle.
Oh.
So here's the million-dollar question. Will Google be able to dethrone Meta and claim the XR crown?
That's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? Google certainly has the resources and the ambition to make it happen. Android XR could be a real game changer if they can get enough developers on board. And their investment in HTC gives them a significant advantage in terms of hardware expertise and intellectual property.
But let's not forget about the other players in the game. Apple is a force to be reckoned with, and their Vision Pro headset is a formidable contender. And then there's Sony, quietly building a powerful ecosystem for spatial content creation with XY.
It's shaping up to be a real battle royale, and that's good news for us, the consumers. We're going to see some incredible innovation and some truly mind-blowing XR experiences in the years to come.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from Google's aggressive moves to Sony's innovative XYN platform and the rise of streaming and XR gaming. It's clear that the XR landscape is evolving at a rapid pace. What are your final thoughts on all of this? What should our listeners be paying attention to in the coming months?
Well, first and foremost, keep an eye on the release of Samsung's Project Moohan headset. It'll be the first device to run Google's Android XR, so it'll give us a good indication of what Google has in store for the future of XR. Also, pay attention to how developers respond to Android XR. Will they embrace it and create a thriving ecosystem of apps and experiences? Or will they stick with existing platforms like Oculus and Steam VR? The answer to that question will have a major impact on the future of XR.
Great points. And of course, we can't forget about Apple, Sony, and all the other companies pushing the boundaries of XR. The next few years are going to be incredibly exciting, with groundbreaking advancements and experiences we can only dream of today.
Absolutely. We're on the cusp of a new era of computing, where the lines between the real and virtual worlds will continue to blur. It's going to be a wild ride.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. We hope you enjoyed our exploration of the latest XR news. Remember to keep those whiskers twitching for more exciting developments in the world of XR. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay positive. Meow and out.